Well, you might be able to hear the rain. It's absolutely hammering with rain outside. So what better thing to do than put a front cover on your octopus concertina style sketchbook. So that's what I think I'll do this morning. I've got the pile of gel plate papers that I made a couple of weeks ago. You're a bit smelly, aren't you? I'm not smelly, mummy. Right, this won't get anything done. So for the front cover, this came from the book that I pulled pages from to use with the gel plate, and it actually says contents, introductory notes. It's really great. It's about drawing, painting, binders, pigments. So I think that really is crying out to go on the front. I've got a matte medium and I've got a gloss medium here. I think I'm going to go with a matte medium. So I'll just put matte medium on the back. And I'll get a little bit on there. I think it's a good idea to coat both surfaces. We had a nice delivery of topsoil this morning. It came really quickly. It took us by surprise. We'd literally only just ordered it, and within a couple of hours the phone call came to say, where shall I deliver it? And Craig went out and filmed, so I'll drop it in. We love a bit of crane action. So I'll put matte medium all over the top as well. That will really seal it in. All those edges are down nicely. So I'll just let that dry up. I wonder if that's the most said thing on any art channel. I'll let that dry. My instinct was to tear that one out, but I think I could leave that for some note taking. And then I'm ready, that will dry over there. I'm ready to begin. These are the black ones. I haven't got any plan in mind. We are going to have a trip very soon, and I'm thinking I'd like to take this with me because it's not too heavy. It gives me plenty of area to work on. Shall I cut it or shall I tear it? If I close my eyes, I am closing my eyes and just randomly tearing. Right, let's try and tear it really quite small. Right, and then I think I'll just put things anywhere and everywhere. The next thing that I'm thinking about is joining. Somehow I want to make a connection, so I've put random pieces down. Maybe a line of ink. This is a yellow ink. How can I rather than a straight line, oh, that's nice. So I'm liking that. Let's try and go big. Dried off with the hairdryer, and Then I went in with a bit of black and had some fun. More circles. My instinct now is to take the white paint over, just to put that more in the background. But again, I need this to dry first. After all the rain yesterday, it's really good today to be out. I've emptied the greenhouse and I'm really pleased with these little bulbs that are just starting. So, oh, it feels so good to be out. The birds are singing, it's just lovely. Where to begin this morning? If I were more organised with my note taking, when people send me great suggestions, life would be a lot easier. But I've just taken time this morning to go through, and a big thank you to, I know I'm going to mispronounce this, a lovely viewer in Slovenia, Mada. I'll put it on the screen, and I apologise if I have mispronounced that, which I'm sure I have. But you wrote and said that you've recently bought this book. It's called Sketchbook Explorations for Mixed Media and Textile Artists by Shelley Rhodes. And you said in your message that you thought I might like it. I absolutely love it. I don't know if anyone else out there does this weird thing. I have a habit with a new book of starting at the back. Don't ask me why, I just do. And it's got some great inspiration in here. I love the sewing machine. Well, I like having a dabble with the sewing machine. And in the back, some of the back pages talk about running thread on through your paper, and that is not a new thing to me. If you remember, I told you about this little book Mess, and it encourages you to find different ways to make marks on the page, and I did a whole load of stitching into the book with a needle and thread, and it's something that sits in my mind. So I thought, I've got round one in the octopus sketchbook, and on the next pull out I thought, let's run it through the machine. So here we are. And I've got it set on zigzag. It's not quite threaded properly, so no jumpers, no patching, no jeans, but paper this morning. As always, I could have taken the sensible step of having a go at this before turning the camera on, but no. Oh, this is just dreamy. So actually, the page, we're going speedy. It's absolutely lovely, a lovely effect. So I'm on the widest zigzag that my machine will do. I don't know if you can, that's the back and that's the front. I hope that you can, I'll take it out and then hopefully you can see. You can see that. I haven't even got a pair of scissors. I'm so unorganised, but excited to give this a go. Bear with me and I'll go and get the scissors. Snip it free. Oh, I do like the random nature of the back of the stitching. I'll take some photographs as well as the front. So that will be lovely to do some drawing and painting on top of that. I'm thinking different coloured threads. I could do hand stitching through, but that's so nice. So as I go through, working from back to front, I'll share anything else that jumps out at me. But it's a lovely book. It's a great book. I found this secondhand, so even better. The other thing, while I'm sitting here, hi Dee, if you're watching, Dee said that she also puts her paperwork onto board, and she has a sewing machine press, so she puts her work, puts a protective layer, puts a board down, and then puts her sewing machine on top as a weight. Why didn't I think of that? Because it's such a heavy thing. So thanks, Dee. It's a pretty basic machine, this one, but I've experimented with, I think these are the stitches you might use down the side of a buttonhole, and wow, look at those, look at this, it's like drawing with the stitch. That's very exciting indeed. So it would be fantastic for landscape, who knows. I've also been experimenting when I send out paintings at the moment and the cards. I've been putting in a bookmark. I can't remember, I think it was around, was it before Christmas? I showed you I was working on bookmarks, watercolour paper, all sorts of different papers, and I've just been playing around with some of my collage material from the gel plate. I've just put, I'm going to have to go again now, I've discovered that stitch. I've put some stitching down, and inspired by that book might be a nice way. Oh, these are nice, I can just write a message on the back to say thank you, and put in the parcel. So I've run low, so I need to up my supplies, and I thought this might be nice. A bit of collage, a bit of painting, a bit of drawing, and a bit of stitching. I've just put the machine away, and now I've got to get it back out again because I've just had a little thought. Since getting this sketchbook, the Octopus sketchbook, I've been thinking, I wish it had a pocket, because if I'm going to take it on a trip and I can collect up bits of ephemera, tickets, receipts, whatever, I need a pocket. And then it dawned on me, I could stitch in a pocket, couldn't I? I've got that front page that I didn't tear out, and I could stitch around a little pocket. So that's what I think I'll do. I'll stitch a pocket for things in there. And the other thing I wanted to say, I was messaging somebody last night who's ordered one. Oh gosh, more than one of you have gone for it. Ali Oban has her in Scotland. She has her octopus, and I was saying last night the advantage of octopus over the regular A5 white concertina is that can be so unruly. It just, you know, opens out and has a mind of its own. This is more contained. It behaves better. And the other thing that I wanted to share that I'm going to start doing hopefully today is working on the move. Working on the move, and that got me. In the book, they're called walk sketches. So Shelley Rhodes created a series of work called From Here to There, a response to the walks that she regularly takes. Rather than sketching in a book, she prepared a long set of thin paper strips to take whenever she goes out. I loved that. I read that and thought, I've got to do that. So here they are. You can stop for a few minutes. She's got all sorts of suggestions on stopping, sound, responding to sound, all sorts of things. So that is something that I would really like to have a go on. Really like to have a go on. She rolled the strips and took one out on each walk. On some parts of the strip, she would draw and mark the paper as she walked. Sometimes she stopped for half a minute to observe in slightly more detail. She wasn't thinking about composition. In fact, sometimes she didn't even look at the paper. that calls to me. And she also included written descriptions of things along the way. Collected objects such as twigs, leaves, pebbles, shells were attached later. How lovely is that? Hi everyone. Lots of you said in the comments you've all been spying out of this window, suggesting this would be a good painting. The little arrangement that is on that, I hope the camera can see now, I'm talking about it. The watering can, the few things that are on that table. It's a beautiful sunny day today, but it's still a bit nippy. I feel the cold so much in my hands to be without a glove, walking and drawing and holding the dog. So when I'm with Craig, he might be able to film a little bit and take the dog. But I thought maybe, because I've never done it before, I could do a practice, and maybe I could just do practice. I could practice walking around, looking from my window, trying to make myself work quite quickly. Maybe put the timer on and just have a few minutes here before I move to the next place and the next place. I'm liking the sound of that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll come back when I've got something on paper to show you. Well, that would be an incredibly slow walk. I'd need so much time to get any more detail on than that. If you were walking, there'd be so little time. You'd have to do one or two marks to remind you of a shape and then fill it in when you come back. So I will take this. This is something that I can do in the house, but while I'm in the cabin, I will have a look at the boats briefly, maybe, I don't know. And I've got this guy that I just want to add a little bit to before top coating, ready for a frame. It's just dawned on me with this painting, I've got to mix up. If I want to add a little bit over in that left top corner, I need to mix up this purple. I've got a cadmium red light and just a primary blue here. So I'll see if I can just mix that. I don't really feel that I want to do too much to it. No, I haven't mixed anything like the right colour here. It's much more brown. So what I think I'll do is just, I will mix the right colour, but I'll use this as something deeper. Won't hurt. Go dark and light, just add a little bit more to them. As usual, the problem with trying to re-engage now. I did this so long ago, back in the summer. If I can keep something of it and just take it a little bit further forward at the same time. A bit tricky painting and filming with that camera there. I'll let that dry. Looking at it, I think I might actually now put a little bit more into the grass. So much for saying I don't want to do anything too much to it. I'll be very, very careful, I think, because I don't want to lose the freshness of it. I'm going to cut it short this week because there's so much to do, because we have a trip, and I'm hoping that I'm going to have enough to put together for a video next week, because I'll be there next week. So yeah, exciting stuff. Really looking forward to it. All will be revealed. If you've got trips yourself, think about taking your concertina. Fiona has the great suggestion of cutting up a roll. You could cut a roll of lining paper, watercolour paper. You could cut yourself a section. Cutting a section of a roll might be a nice way, and then taking some of it for the walking sketching. There are lots of ways of approaching it. It's got to be what works for you. It's so nice to start thinking about getting out and about. In the UK, anyway, we are coming into spring, March, and sunnier days, a bit warmer. It'll be a bit easier to do a bit more outside. I'm going to have to put my brave hat on when we're away to overcome again that reluctance to sketch when you're out and about. It doesn't come naturally to me because I'm quite a solitary person. I like to just do things at my own speed in my own space. So if there are people around, it's a bit unnerving, which is another good reason for having a ground down. You don't feel so exposed that if someone comes and looks over your shoulder, you've got that blank page with the beginning marks. Oh, I hate it. So if you're planning any trips, if you're thinking about painting plein air, good luck, and yeah, let's see what happens and what I can come up with next week. Have a lovely week, everyone. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.